it is my pleasure to warmly welcome you to this significant handing over ceremony, marking the official presentation of the new fire trucks to my left, your right, from the government of Saint Lucia to the Saint Lucia Fire Service. This occasion is not only a demonstration of the government's continued commitment to the public safety, and national resilience, but also a powerful testament to the value they place on the brave men and women who serve and protect our communities every day. May these new resources strengthen our capacity to respond swiftly and effectively, and may our partnership in the service to our nation grow even stronger. Today we will have a series of brief remarks, but our first remarks will be given by someone who is strategic and forward-thinking and is the leader of the Saint Lucia Fire Service. It is not easy to build on something that someone has already started, bricks already laid by someone else. As most of you would know, as politicians, as people who take over from different roles, most of you would know it's not easy to build on something somebody has already started. But the leader of the Saint Lucia Fire Service has moved in and moved on. And he has built, and he has repaired, and he has moved in a direction for modernity for the Saint Lucia Fire Service. And for that, we appreciate our Chief Fire Officer, Mr. Ditney Downs. And as I welcome him to give some brief remarks, because a good leader also knows how to give brief remarks, I welcome Mr. Ditney Downs, Chief Fire Officer of the Saint Lucia Fire Service.
Today marks a profound and significant milestone in our department's journey towards enhanced emergency response and community protection. The arrival of these two new fire trucks is not just a logistical upgrade, it is a powerful symbol of the government's and the fire department's shared commitment to safeguarding life, property, and the future of our communities. When I took over as fire chief 3 years ago, I had a discussion with the Prime Minister on the deplorable state of the appliances and equipment within the Saint Lucia Fire Service. I remember expressing my concerns about two in particular: the Viewford Fire Station appliance and the appliance at George F.L. Charles Airport. Both, in the opinion of my engineers, were on life support. The Prime Minister's response was, "Ditney, just put the fire department's needs in your upcoming budget and I'll take care of it." That night I struggled with two questions. Was it a promise from a seasoned politician, or a promise from a politician who understood the importance of the emergency services in the social and economic development of this country? Ladies and gentlemen, what followed is beyond the wildest dream of the rank and file of the fire department. A whopping $46,354,917.90 was approved for appliances and equipment for the fire department. This investment exceeds the total investment in appliances and equipment for the past 30 years combined. To the government of Saint Lucia, I say thank you and continue to invest in this all-important organization. Allow me a minute, ladies and gentlemen, to speak to the appliances, starting with the domestic appliance, that is the red one. For the first time in the history of Saint Lucia, we have a domestic appliance with a capacity of 1,000 gallons of water. Normally, it would have been about 600 to 650. A light mast, you see that light protruding up. That's the first time we have a domestic appliance with this. Undercarriage nozzles. Normally when there is accidents, floods, you see, fire officers with bass broom scrubbing clearing the road. Now they just have to drive the truck over and the road will be cleared. The appliance is also equipped with an iPad for hydrant location. So at nights, fire officers don't have to guess where the hydrant is. They will just click in and they will get the hydrant location. And it is also equipped with the most advanced fire pump on the market. The airport crash tender represents the latest, that's the yellow one, represents the latest and most sophisticated vehicle in its class. Its addition to the George F.L. Charles Airport will increase the category of the airport from 5 to 8, providing for larger aircraft to land there. I must add that the necessary manpower, Prime Minister, must be adjusted. So again, I want to plead to the Prime Minister for additional manpower to be able to match the investment. And I want to keep my promise that if we get that additional manpower, the passing out, the graduation will be in Masha. With advanced technology, improved safety features, and greater operational capacity, these trucks will allow us to respond faster, work smarter, and serve better. To our brave firefighters, these trucks are tools, but you are the heart of our service. Your courage, discipline, and professionalism turn equipment into life-saving action. I urge you to treat these vehicles not only with care, but with pride. Let them remind you of the responsibility that we carry and the lives we touch. I thank you.
It is both an honor and a proud moment to stand before you today as we mark our official handover of 2 modern fire appliances and celebrate the graduation of over 100 dedicated firefighters. These fire appliances, purchased under the stewardship of our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Philip J. Pierre, represent more than just equipment. They symbolize government's unwavering commitment to the safety and the well-being of our citizens. I extend a heartfelt thanks to our Prime Minister, the Honorable Jeremiah Norbert, and other ministers within the Cabinet of Ministers for responding to our needs at the Saint Lucia Fire Service in a tangible and meaningful way. I also would like to express gratitude to the manufacturers of these trucks who not only supplied equipment but also conducted in-depth training sessions for their use, maintenance, and general upkeep in ensuring that our officers are not only equipped but empowered. Today, we recognize the remarkable achievement of these firefighters who have completed this training and are now better prepared to serve and protect our communities. Your resilience, discipline, and service are commendable, and I urge you to continue standing in unity with the Chief Fire Officer and fellow firefighters as we collectively face opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. In closing, let me reflect on the importance of togetherness with a deep sense of national pride as we share as Saint Lucians our common pursuit of development and excellence. This moment is a reminder that when we listen, collaborate, and act in unity, we build a more resilient Saint Lucia. I thank you.
It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you all here today to this very important ceremony, marking the official handover and commissioning of a new aircraft rescue and firefighting appliance at the George F.L. Charles Airport. Today represents more than the introduction of a new piece of equipment. It's a testament to our continued commitment to advancing aviation safety and operational readiness across St. Lucia's airports. As many of you know, SLASPA operates and manages the 2 airports. Central to this mandate is the provision of effective and internationally compliant ARFF services. Services that are not only essential but critical to the safe functioning of any modern airport. This morning event aligns with the standards set out by ICAO, which is our International Civil Aviation Organization, particularly Annex 14, Volume 1, which outlines the requirements for airports to be equipped with firefighting resources appropriate to the types and sizes of aircraft they accommodate. Until today, George Charles operated at IKO Category 5 with a single firefighting appliance. Despite this limitation, the professionalism and dedication of our firefighting personnel, both from our Saint Lucia Fire Service and, of course, by our SLASPA personnel, have never wavered. But we recognize the need for enhanced capacity, and so, through the government of Saint Lucia, SLFS acted. With the introduction of this new ARFF appliance, we take a significant step forward. This investment does not merely expand our fleet, it enhances our capability to respond swiftly and effectively to emergencies. It improves compliance with our international standards. It also ensures increased reliability of equipment, and most importantly, it protects lives. I must acknowledge and sincerely thank the Saint Lucia Fire Service for its continued partnership with SLASPA. Our collaboration in staffing, operating, and maintaining the airport fire stations is a shining example of interagency coordination, working to serve the national interests. Let me extend heartfelt gratitude to Prime Minister, Cabinet, Government of Saint Lucia for your unwavering support of initiatives that enhance national infrastructure and public safety. This handover is a reflection of the strategic vision and dedication shared across ministries and departments. But let me be clear, this is not the end. It's the beginning and continuation of modernizing our fleet, and I'm happy Mr. Downs, you alluded to that. The modernization of firefighting services at George Charles is part of that broader and ongoing strategy. Similar improvements are also planned for Handover International Airport. SLASPA remains committed to working closely with you and all relevant stakeholders to make that a reality. So in closing, let us take this occasion not simply as a receipt of a new appliance, but as a reaffirmation of our collective responsibility to every aircraft, to every passenger, and every crew member who relies on our airports for a safe journey. Thank you, congratulations to all involved, and may this new appliance serve our airports and our people well. Thank you very much.
I'm extremely proud of Fire Chief this morning, and I can say that publicly because for the first time in his pronouncement, he let the cat out of the bag by announcing or making mention of the numbers in terms of the assistance received from this administration. Every time he said, "Prime Minister, I know you've done a lot, but I've never really understood what he meant by a lot." Today he said 37 million. So I'm happy that he finally saw it necessary to let the cat out of the bag, Fire Chief. So that is why I'm extremely proud of you. And also I realize you took very well to the instructions given. Ensure that you brief. And I like the pace at which the proceedings is going, and I'm going to try not to be the one who deviates from the norm that has already been established. But today is indeed a wonderful day for the fire service. And upon taking up the ministry, let me also acknowledge the presence of the minister who actually came in late, Mistress of Ceremonies, the Honorable Stevenson King. But today marks a very important day in the life of the Saint Lucia Fire Service. And I don't know that I can say much more after listening to Fire Chief and to Mr. Quinlan and to Mr. Snack. I think you really articulated the importance of this donation today. But it also speaks to the man at the helm of the finances of this country. It also speaks to his commitment and the way in which he sees the Saint Lucia Fire Service. Today I heard when the Fire Chief described the piece of equipment, I think he called it the domestic equipment, correct me if I'm wrong. He mentioned about no longer will firemen have to use bass brooms to sweep the floors. The holding capacity in terms of the gallon of water that this truck can carry. It's mentioned a particular light on the top, but he really brought to the fore how modern these pieces of equipment, the appliances, how modern they are. And it speaks about where the Prime Minister, the vision of this Prime Minister, where he sees the fire service going. I remember even before my entrance into politics, listening to budget, I think Sean made it his business at every given opportunity, especially when in opposition, to speak about the meager $200,000 that was allocated to the Saint Lucia Fire Service annually, and how it really restricted their ability and their capacity, even for training and other things. And when we went to Babuno not too long ago, when we handed over some new ambulances, and I've been to, sometimes I tend to forget because I've been to so many ceremonies from the time we've been in government where the fire service is involved. And I know, fire chief, it's okay to smile, it's okay to be beaming with pride, because I think in all honesty you can see, and I don't want to go too deep because we have Bodley there as well and other agencies who falls under the umbrella of Home Affairs, who may get a little jealous this morning. But the truth is, what we've done for the Saint Lucia Fire Service from the time that we came into this government is unprecedented. We said what we've done in 4 years cannot be matched by what has been done for the past 30 years. And this speaks volumes about our commitment to seeing the fire service improve and seeing the fire service go into the right direction. These appliances, especially the one that is going to be utilized at the airport, it speaks to where our mind are. We understand the importance of tourism. We understand the threats that we face if we do not have the right equipment, the most modern equipment. And I'm happy. I don't know what it means to move from category 5 to 8, but it's serious. It sounds like a serious improvement from where we were to where we are going. So I'm happy. I'm very happy with what was said. And again, I want to thank Prime Minister immensely for always answering the call of the Saint Lucia Fire Service, and not just the fire service. Today we speak about the Saint Lucia Fire Service, but I don't know that there are many agencies, if any, that can say that at any given time that they've gone to this Prime Minister. I don't know how he makes it happen, but he makes it happen. When you come and you call, he answers. And it shows you this is a man who is truly about the mandate of putting people first. Doesn't matter if you're a fireman, a prison officer, a policeman, just a regular man, whoever you are. This man at the helm, or this man who captains the ship, is always committed to ensuring that the lives of St. Lucians and those individuals entrusted with keeping St. Lucia safe and secure and responding, that they are always taken care of. So Prime Minister, we thank you. We thank you for the unprecedented support that the Saint Lucia Fire Service have received. And this morning, whilst I was coming here, just to wrap up, I thought, I realized Fire Chief did not say that this was from CDB. So it shows that even if you got $27+ million from the enhancing the resilience of the Saint Lucia Fire Service project, the Prime Minister added to that to ensure that you were able to have these pieces of appliances today. So we did not just say we stopped at the $27+ million that we got from CDB, but we played our part as government of St. Lucia and ensured that you got the balance to be where you are. I want to encourage the firemen who are going to be interested with carrying and using these pieces of appliances to make the most of it. I don't know that I have to say too much in that regard, because I think the fire service is one of the leading agencies in terms of the way they take care of the appliances that we give them. I, for one, can say that I have the vehicle that I use, that they assigned to me as minister. I feel very confident sending it to the Saint Lucia Fire Service garage for servicing. And I get it back in quick time, and I get it back rolling very well. So I know that you take a keen interest in the maintenance and the general maintenance of your vehicles. So I have no doubt that you are going to make the ultimate use of these vehicles. So with these views, I want to thank you, and I want to again encourage you to make optimum use of that. And Prime Minister, continue the good job, continue. And I also want to say to Dr. Poyot, I think it's important. I know the Mistress of Ceremony said sometimes it's difficult to build on what has already started. I think Dr. Poyot played a very important role, and that is she's one of the reasons that we are standing here, or we are gathered here today. So I want to thank you too, Dr. Poyot, for the role that you would have played in ensuring that we are at this juncture today. So thank you very much, everyone.
This morning I was very happy when I saw the yellow and red trucks. And when I heard the senior minister say that he was in his constituency, I think something is coming soon. Anyhow, and before I speak about the equipment, I was looking at the firefighters' prayer that you recited this morning, and I saw some very serious words in there. Very, very serious. I don't know if the people who read it or who say it understand the seriousness of this prayer. Listen to what he says. He says, if according to your will, I have to lose my life, please bless with your protective hands my children and my spouse. These are serious words. These are extremely powerful sentiments. And it speaks, I remember some time ago, Prime Minister Kenny Anthony was not here, and I had a meeting with the fire service. There were some issues there. And I was saying to them how important their role is in the society and what they do. And seeing these words emphasize really what they do. And one of the tools that make our tourism industry work is we need to have safe airports. And one of the things that cause our airports to be safe is if we have proper fire fighting equipment on the airports. So that is the proof, not the talk, not the what should have happened, the proof that this government will, undeniable, they will park that yellow truck on the airport to serve the people of Saint Lucia through the tourism industry. That is what is important when we decide on our choices. That's what's important. Not who spoke about it, but who did it. Then we go on the red one. And the red one is for domestic use. The master ceremony says it has all sorts of features, including being a four-wheel drive vehicle. Again, so that one serves the people directly. That one goes to putting the people first. The people directly. And talking about serving the people, I want to say to you that in my constituency, they forget it all the time. You know, so everybody forgets it. Not me though. In my constituency, we just did some work in the pipes in the distribution of water, and in there we have installed fire hydrants. And not in Entrepot or in Chabot on the Marshall Mill Road. You know where they are? They're in a place called Jerusalem. And you know where Jerusalem is? Jerusalem is in Saint Lucia in Bagatelle. So we have fire hydrants now. And yesterday I went there and the guys talking about the fire hydrants. And they were talking about the copper on the top of the fire hydrants. So somebody said that people will steal the copper. So the guy said, that can never happen. And they underlined the word never. Because if that happened, other things will happen. I said, don't tell me. So they will protect the fire hydrant because they know that when there's fires inside that area, where many of you don't know, that's where people live. Many people don't know that. They don't know these areas. They don't know where is Jerusalem. They don't know where is Odlum City. That's where people live. That's the soul of Saint Lucia. And that's why we try to improve the quality of lives. So when you hear people talk about, oh, you just build a little railing, and they think they can minimize the fact that you've built a railing. They don't understand. They either forgot conveniently, or they don't understand what a railing means to an elderly lady who has to climb to get to her home after church or when she leaves the market. So when you go to Jerusalem and you see the fire hydrant and you see the fact that we've redistributed the water, and the happiest thing for me is that these people say right now, they say, Chief, we're going to pay for our water. So every man has a meter and they'll pay for their water. So not everybody wants to take water illegally. That's not true. It's because of circumstances. Not because they want to do it. Circumstances cause them to do it. So right now, they're going to be paying for their water. They're going to have a fire hydrant. And that may sound like a little thing. A little thing if you use to all sorts of other things. And you pretend to understand it. But these things are the things that mean to people. So I want to thank the WASCO and the fire service for putting water hydrants up in that area. So back to the red truck. So the red truck is going to serve people. The red truck is going to make people feel a sense of security if a fire, when there is a fire. So we are balancing it for the tourism industry, the macro part of it, the tourism industry, and the people's part of it, which is the fire plans for Vieux-Fort South. And I'm very happy that it's going to Vieux-Fort South. You heard all about Vieux-Fort in the news recently. Very happy that it's going to Vieux-Fort. So all in all, I want to tell you that I'm pleased. I have full confidence in Ditney and the fire service. We are not perfect. Any issue we have, we can talk about it. And that is the difference between men and other mammals. We can speak to each other. We can speak to each other. And if we would only try to speak to each other and not try to read each other's hearts, don't try to know that you know what's in my heart. You can look at me and know what's in my heart. Or I can look at you and know what's in your heart. Life would be so much easier. Speak to people. Speak, and most of all, speak the truth. Life would be a lot simpler. So I want to tell people in the fire service, even though you believe that you have insurmountable issues, you don't. You have issues that can be solved. You have issues that you can come to the table and discuss. You have issues that can be mediated through. So don't allow yourself to get carried away with things that you believe cannot be solved. There are a few principles that this government stands for. We are very strong on a few principles and we will support these principles. So I want to say to you, let's talk about issues that we have. Let's talk about issues we have. And do not allow yourself to drag such an important job that you do. Think about, you mustn't use your job, or some people want you to use your job as a weapon. It's too important to weaponize your job. It's too important. Their lives in your hands. You can't weaponize people's lives. You can't weaponize it. So anyone that believes that they can use you to weaponize your job because you want to get something, so instead of talking about it, you'll weaponize it. You're too important. You're not working in an office where you have a computer and a thing. You deal with people. You deal with people all the time. Think about you in the fire service. When an old lady, could be your aunt, has fallen sick, and you decided that you've weaponized your job, so you're not going to take her because you've used your job as a weapon. Or when a fire catches, and you're not going or when you go there, you're not going to do what you're supposed to do because you want to weaponize your job because you have a grievance. Just think about the repercussions of these actions. So my job is to make the environment conducive for you not to have to ever take that action. That's my job. To make the environment conducive so you never have to take that action. But not allow anybody to encourage you to weaponize your job because they believe if you weaponize your job, people will suffer, and when people will suffer, they will get what they want. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it. I want you to reflect on that prayer. I want you to reflect on it. Don't just say it. Reflect on it, and you see how important your job is. So I want to wish you all the best. I want to tell you that we appreciate what you do. The government will continue to encourage you to make the resources available. We look forward to the loan, the rest of the functions of the loan. We look forward to these going out, these continuing, the upgrades, etc. And tell you that thanks again, and any issue that we think we have, let's work together to solve it. Thank you very much.